This is the first step in many steps to come of getting the Airstream. I'm hoping that in a couple months from now, I will be recording, towing the Airstream behind me while driving my uncle's truck. That is the hope, and I really, really hope it can happen. I'm leaving Terrace. I'm driving to Edmonton. The reason I'm driving to Edmonton is because my uncle was nice enough to drive his truck from Edmonton to Ontario, and he flew back from there. So what I'm doing is I'm driving my car to Edmonton, which is about 14 hours, and then I'm gonna fly from Edmonton to Ontario, where the truck is waiting for me. And if all goes well, I can tow that baby back out west and have, you know, my dream trailer trash life that I've always wanted. Like, I'm really excited, and this is a big deal for me, and I really hope it happens, and I hope I can watch this footage back and just be like, wow, look at me go. Recording! When I left Terrace and started my journey back to Ontario to start the renovation, I was incredibly nervous. I had a lot of self-doubt. I honestly thought that I was going to go into this, try my best to get it to be working, but run into a few snags here and there and not be able to accomplish driving this thing all the way back out west in time. I didn't have a clue where I should start. All I knew was that I needed to clean it, so I started with a power wash.
Oh my God! Oh. Good, I got all that on video. You can look at it forever.
The power wash was a good starting point because I just thought I got to start with cleaning it, and then I'll start finding the issues and I'll go from there. All right, let's see what the roof looks like. Ew. Ew. Well, it's not ew, it's just needles. Yes, a little patch of grass. How lovely. 12 years of needles. 13 years ago. I wanted to start small so that I didn't overwhelm myself as well as my dad. I didn't want to overwhelm him because I knew that he wanted to be a part of this project, and I was so happy to be able to work with him on it. But at the same time, seeing this thing change so quickly and dramatically is stressful for him. So I took it slow. I started with removing the dividers. Ugly, moldy, ew.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Just remove this ugly thing. Woo, it's ugly. Okay, so here's the funny thing with doing this with my dad is that the rag I was just using had gas on it because he was using that to try to like remove some sort of sticky stuff on the door earlier. It's just funny, like he's so old school, like I can't even tell you. So I just spread gasoline all over this countertop. I was like, why does it smell like gasoline? Fun.
She got it started. Come on, you look at it.
Ooh. Parcel. This is what some guy in an RV store told me to do. just an extra seal. So that's good. Perfecto. Boom. Oh, dirty. Okay, so it's day 2, and back when I was growing up camping in this trailer, my dad built this bunk bed, and now it's time to take this off. Holy moly, that's a long screw. I feel bad because like my dad built this, like he was a real handyman. I don't need 3 beds, so this is gonna really open the space up back here. I got it loose. Oh my god, there's so many ants! I was like freaking out because I discovered an ant colony. You could see these little buggers running around. No big deal, but they were like living in the cracks of this brace. They're just like, where's my home? It's not here anymore. I sucked half your family up in the vacuum. Sorry. The bunk bed is gone. And I took off the curtains, and you can see this mattress. It's still in pretty good shape. I'm pretty sure I could sell it, get a little bit of extra cash for it. I have picked out a paint color. I have all that ready, so I just need to get everything ready to do paint. You lift it.
Oh yeah.
One of your old hats, you want it back?
I don't think so.
Here we go. Ew. So this is where it's sat, and you can see like the curve of this shelf. That's so cool. Ew. 30-year-old dad. Okay, so there's definitely more ants. So I'm not really sure what to do next, so I think I'm just gonna remove all the curtains and wash them because I want to try to paint sooner than later. In order to take the curtains off, they have to come off the runner. These are the last curtains to come off. My dad made these, so I'm gonna keep them. The runners that they run on go all the way around. All the way around. I really don't like this thing up here. I think this is ugly. But when you look at it underneath, the runner for the curtains is attached to this thing. Yeah, some down here. There's a screw. Screw up here. It's just been jammed in there. So I'm just trying to... There's the blind. And adding it to the pile. Once again, don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna just try to drill this. That's not gonna work. It's like 3 fucking rivets. The whole thing's screwed in and it's riveted. Oh, I did it! Look at this. Oh! Woohoo! Well, look at it, I just lifted the whole bed. There's the one bed. And there's where the other one used to be. A little bit of water damage looks like here. I'm not punching through it, so that's good. This is so exciting. I'm really stoked right now. Okay, so both beds are out and this room is free of stuff. But yeah, so no bed there, no bed there. I've wiped the walls down and now I'm prepping for paint. Wow. So, this is the white. The color is called Vanilla Milkshake. I think it looks awesome. I'm super stoked.
Once my brother came back to town for a visit, that's when I was able to kind of go more gung-ho on the project, and he was able to help me remove things that I wasn't able to do on my own. He helped me remove the propane fridge.
Okay, are you good there? Yeah. Okay. Ready? Okay, there we go. It's free. There it is.
That thing was so heavy, like ridiculously heavy. So I definitely needed his help to do that. He helped me tear out the couch, take out the carpet, take out some of the hardwood in the kitchen.
Alright, Brother Ben and I have made lots of progress. Look it. No more couch. The floor's up. We can just see all the subfloor.
The only thing that I lost sleep over was the subfloor. So the subfloor was a very big stressor because my uncle showed me how to go in, use the skill saw, and cut a hole. And it's terrifying. You're like, holy shit, like, this is just the frame and the underbelly of the trailer. It's totally exposed. If I can't figure out how to fix it and put a new subfloor back in, then I'm not going to be able to build a bed.
Like, let's say you're going to go this way. You just push this plastic piece out of the way, and then you turn it on. You squeeze the trigger here. And then as soon as you squeeze the trigger, drop it down into the wood, and then go that way.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna go straight across.
You're the narrator.
Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, don't tell them that. Someone's going to watch this to learn.
This is not a learning video.
It's in the frame.
I am going to cut around here with the skill saw. I know that this step for some people is not a big deal, but for me, it's a big deal. But it's just scary because this isn't my forte. I know it's not that hard. I just need to cut around the thing. The point of this project is going outside my comfort zone. I'm not fucking with many things that I'm super unfamiliar with, but this is just cutting. It's because I'm using a power tool that I think it intimidates me because I don't use too many power tools. Here we go. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. And purchased a new thing, whatever it's called. Rust-Oleum. So I'm gonna do a coat tonight, wait overnight, and then do another coat in the morning. I'll just do the rest kind of like that, I guess. Sweating. Alright, finished. Fuck yes. Hey, I'm gonna let that sit overnight, and I'm calling it a day.
There's a C-channel in the walls. Part of the subfloor is meant to go right into the C-channel, so that was a struggle to figure out how to put it in, make it structurally sound, but without having to take the shell off. Okay, so tomorrow is the big day. My Uncle Jeff is back in town. He has helped me with this project immensely. His knowledge on this is from experience, so I trust everything that he has to say. I feel like we've been working pretty well together. I'm just so grateful that he's willing to help me do this. So I'm using that to lay on to get access to chipping away at the wood in the C-channel. I'm happy that we're doing the C-channel for structural reasons. It'll just be better. But at the same time, the C-channel really scares me because I read all these things online saying, oh, if you're gonna mess with the C-channel, you have to take the shell off. And I'm like, I'm not taking the fucking shell off.
I cleared some space for a wedge so it can't collapse on itself. It has a wedge. Okay. So I just finished chiseling away at the C-channels as much as I could. Like, fuck. I just want it to be over. I can't wait to have subfloor in. That's beautiful.
It's starting to get there.
Yeah, looks great. Subfloor's almost done. Just fitting. It's so crazy that it's in. I remember the first day we decided to hitch it up and attempt to pull it. It's amazing what my dad remembers how to do, even though he hasn't hitched a trailer up for 13 years. All these things that I didn't have a clue how to do, but he remembered. And with his help, I was able to slowly reverse the truck back into the trailer, hitch it up safely, and attempt to pull it forward. I was so nervous when it came time to pull it forward. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. It just pulled like nothing. And I was so excited. And then we also wanted to see what exterior lights were working. Were the brake lights working? Were the reverse lights working?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna press the brakes and stuff.
All right. Yes.
Both working. Now just the brakes.
They're working, Chloe. No. No, nothing in reverse.
It worked?
Everything was working. Plugged it in, the signals worked, no problem. Didn't have to replace any of the lights on that.
Look how the trees grow.
And it just...
It's not tongue heavy, back heavy.
Before I bring the trailer in for an inspection, I'm gonna take care of the rest of this. That
when my dad and I pulled it to the shop to drop off for them to put new tires on, we took all the back farm roads, went really slow, had the four-way flashers on, and it was my first time really pulling the trailer with the trucks, so it was also a learning experience for me. I waited anxiously for days to hear back from them. I was expecting to hear the worst, but they just called me and were like, "Okay, we're gonna put some 10-ply tires on, and the axle's good, and other things look great, so bring it back next time for the next round of inspections." So that was amazing. And being able to just drive it back, knowing it has the right tires on it, knowing that it's like the best tires I could have, was such a relief. Yeah, well, I mean, the paint it's a matte color, so it's not shiny, so I think that's kind of what might make it look primey.
Okay. Uh-huh.
YouTube video is called like Airstream Restoration, and he literally does it step by step and shows you how to do certain things. And he's like, don't stretch the gasket around the outside because that could fuck with whatever. Just like, okay, sir, I believe you. He looked legit. He talked pretty normal. It's like all this shit I bought, I just bought blindly because it's like,
Okay, this is what they say you're meant to buy online, so here.
To just sit on like that?
Yeah, but he also said to make sure you connect them at the bottom. This shit is fucked. It's funny doing shit. You don't have a clue.
You can probably just put like a little stick. Use it to like fill it up. Yeah.
Am I allowed to touch it?
I was gonna suggest not, but you've committed.
Flammable poison. It's fine. Okay, now it's on.
All right. Okay, I'm glad that. I forgot to wipe it.
Whatever.
No. Okay, you're. Cut this out of this video.
No. Come down. Oh, fucker.
Pop.
Oh,
Just popped out.
shit. Off.
My side stuck. My side stuck.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay, that's okay. It's just some of the rivets popped out. Okay, I'm in.
And I'm in.
Woo! I got a new paint color. I've always wanted turquoise cabinets and cupboard doors, and I always wanted turquoise. I got a matte finish, another matte finish, because I don't want shiny. Oh, that's gonna look so good. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Look at this color. It looks so good. I'm just so happy. I'm just trying to stay so focused on this project that there are things now that are starting to come together where you're just like, okay, this is happening. This is looking good. The paint looks so good. I did pay a lot for the paint. What did I pay? For the primer, it's called Stix, S-T-I-X, and it cost me $72. And then for the main coat of paint, the white, it's a vanilla milkshake. I went with this brand called Aura, and a thing of that cost $84. That's not cheap shit. I mean, I used one coat of primer and one coat of paint. And that was it. And that was in those ugly orange corners. And just, you know, it was vinyl. And it just painted right over it all. So it is September 22nd today. It's been just over a month, and I feel like I've actually made a lot of progress. My uncle is here. He has helped me a lot. We put the subfloor in. You've already seen that. Now we are building the bed. So he's not going to be here till this afternoon, but we went through what I need to accomplish by today before he gets back in order for us to do the next step. The bed will take up the entire room pretty much. I'm making it so it'll fit a queen size bed. You can see the locker doors on either side. Those locker doors, I'm going to continue utilizing them. So the locker is going to come all the way down to the end here. So all that space is only going to be accessible from outside. And I'm going to have to insulate it up and everything because it's going to be a pretty major cold spot. It's like essentially my shed. The bed will lift up. The bed is approximately 2 feet tall. So that's a lot of storage space underneath that I'm going to have. It's going to be sweet.
here in pencil. So I need to take a 2x4, put it in the middle of marker, and then drill it into place. Just one more here. Oh wait, this is not right. Yeah, this is meant to be the other way. Problem. There, that's better.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's how much insulation I have. I have it here. I've insulated that. Behind here, in front. I'm gonna stay warm. Good enough. So, for days and days, I've been wanting this bed done, and it's done. Oh, look at it. Every little piece in here took forever. As you would have seen in the other videos, this area is my shed underneath. It's insulated under here on all corners, and there is this trap door. So you can see where that door leading to the outside is. You can see the idea we have. We're kind of building the frame so that way when the mattress slides in, it doesn't move around or whatever. So you can see underneath how much storage space I really have. Or a hinge there. So that way I can lift it up. And I have a bedroom. So here is the bedroom.
put in some of the original blinds. I washed those and they don't smell, so that's good. Okay, so I'm on top of the Airstream. I have sprayed some gasket remover around the vent fan. I have 3 of these to remove. So I'm gonna start with the one over the kitchen. And that's what today's about. Oh no. Things are moving. Gross. This is why I laid down a blanket to catch it all. You can see there's some old nests, wasp nests. There are even some dead wasps laying around. So yeah, that will eventually look like that. So I can't wait because that is the last super ugly thing staring at me. This is blue, but you know, we're gonna pretend like it's black. Funny story. Turns out this wasn't working. After I spent all day installing it, I put the 2 wires together and it didn't turn on. So I was pretty upset. So anyway, my Uncle Brian came over and he looked through the user manual and he had a look at the fuses, and one of the fuses had blown. So he just switched it with a good fuse, and it turned out that fuse that was blown was this fuse. So I need new fuses. It works. Yes. My friend Mark is on his way over to finish up the flooring. You can see it's halfway done there. There's this much more to go. He wants it to be perfect, which I'm so stoked about, but I told him like it doesn't have to be. He's been doing a really good job. I feel bad because it seems to be like a one-person job and he's just doing a lot of it. Thanks, Mark. I hope you don't hate me too much for doing this. It's super tedious and it's not just like easy. Mark came and he pretty much finished the floor. Like, I guess he's coming back to do a few other things. But yeah, look at that. It looks so good. He was very meticulous about getting it right, which I'm really appreciative of. So you can see we had to like notch around here, or he did, I didn't do anything. A lot of effort on his part, but it looks so good. I definitely felt like reality started to hit me pretty hard a few days before I left to drive this thing out west. I was really doubting myself and my capabilities to do that. Tomorrow I am leaving to drag this thing to the west coast for the winter. I've had so many overwhelming feelings. The main reason I am emotional about this is because I'm scared. I've towed it around before, but you know, I haven't taken it on the highway and driven over 4,000 kilometers. Doing this Airstream has been something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. Like, I remember talking to my parents about it 5 or 6 years ago, saying, don't give her the Airstream. I want it. I want to renovate it. I want to live in it. I want to do something. And they were like, you're going to freeze to death. We're going to have to come and rescue you in the wintertime when you're frozen and blah, blah, blah. So one day when I'm at home visiting, my dad's like, here, I want to take you out and show you a few things about the trailer. So he takes me around the trailer, shows me, here's where the hot water heater is. Here's where the electrical is, everything. And we went through it all. And then he gives me the owner's manual. I was like, okay. And then I went back inside. Was just kind of confused. And I asked my mom later, I'm like, so Dad took me through the Airstream. Does that mean that I can do work on it? She was like, yeah, I think so. That was probably 2 years ago. That's just what I've been doing for the past 2 years, basically, is just obsessively researching about Airstreams and remodeling them and integrating myself into that whole community of Airstream people that I didn't even know existed, but it does exist, and there's a whole lot of people. So I've just been home for about 7 weeks and working on it every single day. When you have wanted to do something for like years and years, then you actually do it, it's crazy. It's like, what? I just doubt myself, even though I've done all this shit. Like, I have to drive this thing on the roads, like on the highway, with trucks and other cars and fucked up people who probably don't know how to drive. It's just a lot. It's a lot of pressure. Like, is this a good idea? Is this a good idea? You see all those Instagram posts of people being like, look at us and our Airstream and blah, blah, blah. We live the happiest life ever. Okay, so we are almost in Sault Ste. Marie. I didn't film yesterday because I was too engulfed in the day. So I have Amy with me in the back. You showing me. And then there's Max, my co-pilot. So yeah, so it's been going well so far. We stayed overnight in a Walmart parking lot last night.
Sure did.
And we stayed relatively warmish. We had lots of blankets and candles and stuff. So it's a beautiful fall day. The Airstream's been okay to tow. I'm not freaking out and crying about it, so there's a positive thing.
Have wangum. Use a wangum. Use a wangum. Use a wangum. Mash your wangum. Wangum.
Yum, thank you.
It's good.
Good.
It's good. How's everyone feeling?
So good.
Good.
Max and I are just leaving Manitoba. Yeah, so it's been a pretty smooth drive so far. It took us about 3 days to get through Ontario, and now we're heading towards Saskatoon to visit with my friends. Still very surreal that I'm doing this. I still don't know what the fuck I'm thinking. Yeah, so it's just like self-doubting, but you know, I mean, there's no way to know if you can do something if you don't just try, so that's what I just keep telling myself. So I've been living in the trailer roughly 5 months now. I officially kind of started living in it mid-October, and now it's mid-March. and I haven't made any new changes to it since I worked on it in Ontario. I've gone all through the winter living in it on the Pacific Northwest coast in Terrace, British Columbia, while I worked at a ski hill for the winter. I was really lucky with my setup. I was able to find a really good spot down by the Skeena River here. I didn't have a problem living without running water or a bathroom or a shower. I'm parked in a backyard of a staff house, so I would just go in there and have a shower and use their washroom and do my dishes and whatnot. Being able to have my own space out back has been a dream. Like, I love it, and I'm so happy that I did this. I still can't believe I did do it and I accomplished it, and I feel like people should definitely give their certain dreams and their, it sounds so corny, but you know, you need to just give yourself some credit, and you might be surprised with what you can accomplish.